Hey y'all. Okay, I'm gonna talk about Jholie Moussa a little bit, okay? Because some things just haven't sat right with me at all. Okay. Um, I really don't know. I mean, I know pretty much, the details. I mean, I know she went missing, told her sister she was gonna be right back. And then she texted her a little while later saying she was going to a party and all this stuff, okay? I mean, I know all of that, okay? But then, like, all the other stuff about the father and all that, okay, I'm not up to date with that. If anybody wants to send me some stuff, feel free to do so in my email, okay? My email will be listed down below. Okay, now, when this first started, or I'm sorry, when Jholie first went missing, okay, her mother, had tried to ask for, an Amber Alert, okay? They would not issue an Amber Alert on her because they said that they didn't feel that she was in any danger and she left voluntarily, okay? Now, after I was looking up criteria for Amber Alerts, okay, yes, it does tell you that, let's see, this right here. Okay, and this is in Virginia, okay? But I went on the actual Amber Alert website, okay? And, it gives you a criteria of things that need to be followed. And you must meet all of the criteria or an Amber Alert will not be issued, okay? So it did, it also stated that, with, each state may do it differently. They might have different, guidelines or something like that, but either way it should all still fall around in the same criteria. So anyways, okay, I went to the Virginia Amber Alert, okay, and it says right here that the criteria for activation of the plan is the abducted child. So it's basically saying, like, you must know, somebody had seen the child, or for a fact that your child has been kidnapped. But you have to have some evidence to back it up, okay? So it says the abducted child must be 17 years of age or younger, or is currently enrolled in a secondary school in the Commonwealth, regardless of age, and the law enforcement agency believes the child has been abducted, unwillingly taken from their environment without permission from the child's parent or legal guardian. Okay. Number 2, the law enforcement agency believes the missing child is in imminent danger of seriously bodily harm or death. 3, a law enforcement investigation has taken place that verified the abduction or eliminated alternative explanations. 4, sufficient information is available to disseminate to the public that could assist in locating the child, suspect, and/or suspect's vehicle. 5, the child must be entered into the Virginia Criminal Information Network and the National Crime Information Center missing person files as soon as practical. If all of the aforementioned criteria are not met, the Virginia Amber Alert plan will not be activated. Okay, so I've already gone over this before in a previous video, but I wanted to go over it again in this one because this right here is saying that if all of this isn't met now, the Amber Alert will not be activated, okay? Now, a little while back, I had seen where there was an Amber Alert issued for this little boy, okay? His name is Raul Gonzalez, okay, or Raul Johnson, okay? So, and he can use, his name is Raul Gonzalez Johnson, okay? So he can go by either one, okay? This is the little boy right here, okay? He's 4, all right? Now, listen, okay? Because I don't want to, anybody coming at me the wrong way. Okay, this little boy is 4. Of course, if he goes missing, of course, of course you expect an Amber Alert to be issued, okay? It's a 4-year-old and he's missing, okay? But the same thing goes for Jholie. She's 16 years old and she's missing. So yes, an Amber Alert should have been issued for her also. Okay, but let me show y'all something where some things just, it just does not sit well with me. Okay, because kids go missing every day. Amber alerts are always issued. Every time you turn around, there's an Amber alert. Okay, kids getting kidnapped, or in this instance, this child went missing. Okay. All right, look. What I'm trying to get at. Okay, this little boy's 4. He was seen, he was at his grandfather's house. His grandfather was babysitting him. Okay. And apparently, he walked to a house, like, down the road or on another street or something. He usually goes over there and gets cookies and candy. Okay. So, anyways, he left his grandfather's house that day. He had already made it to the person's house, I believe, and got the candy and cookies, and he was supposed to be on his way back home. Well, he never made it back. And, they probably looked for him. I don't know if they looked for him first, but the police were called. He was labeled missing. An Amber Alert was immediately issued. Okay. They found the child, like the next day or the day after or something, in a pond. All right. He was found in a pond and he was dead. Now look, the problem I have is this right here. Let me just show you this. Okay, Amber Alert criteria. This is for North Carolina. This is where the child was missing from. Okay, Raul was missing from North Carolina, right here. All right, so I looked up the Amber Alert criteria for North Carolina. And it says right here, same thing. All of the following statutory criteria must be met before the North Carolina Center for Missing Persons will activate an Amber Alert. So you got to meet all of these, okay? The child is 17 years old or younger, believed to have been abducted, not taken by a parent unless the child is in danger, not believed to be a runaway or voluntarily missing, and the abduction has been reported to and investigated by a law enforcement agency. Okay, now, I do know that, some things are a little different or maybe worded a little bit different, okay? But this right here, they don't mean by, like, the parent, if the parent believes that they've been abducted or if the parent believes whatever. It's always what the police believe, what the officials believe, and then they can go forward from that, okay? Now, like I said, okay, there's a drastic age difference between a 4-year-old and a 16-year-old, okay? But when you look at this criteria that's listed in front of us, it don't matter what the age difference is, okay? It says right here specifically 17 years old or younger. 17 years old or younger, okay? Right here, oh, he's so cute. And right here, believed to have been abducted, which would be believed to have been, you need to have some type of proof that this child has been abducted. And it says right here, you must meet all of these, okay? All of them. It just irritates me real bad because nothing was put out for Jholie Moussa's disappearance, and it gets under my skin because when a child leaves the house and they don't come back, how do you know, like, who is anybody to say how your child is? A parent, we know how our kids are. Yeah, you might not know everything your kids are doing, and you might not know everything about them or whatever. Okay, that don't matter. Nobody knows, a child's, inner self, sometimes more than the parents, more than the mother. You know what your kid is. You see signs before it gets to this point. You'll see signs that, oh, this girl's out of control. Yeah, she probably ran away. Okay? But that was not the case here. This mother specifically said she is not the type to not call. She's not the type to have her phone go dead. She's not the type to not let me know she's okay. So with that being said, the police should have granted her mother, you know, the opportunity to put out an Amber Alert for this girl. But they didn't. Okay? And, you know, it just bothers me. Because I know, you know, like, I've had instances with that. You know, a few years ago, my daughter, she got mad at me. She stormed out the house. You know, she was gone. And she was gone for a couple hours. And I was worried to death. And, I mean, I'm in Florida. And, you know, like I said, laws are different everywhere. Especially just certain police officers are different. But, so, you know, when she didn't come back home and I was getting worried, you know, I didn't know if she was okay. You know, I called them. They wouldn't even, they wouldn't do anything. They wouldn't do anything at all, okay? Which is different. She was only gone for a couple hours, okay? And that, you know, I understand that. But it's the same thing. They don't see it as a danger, but it really is. You know, it's a danger for any child to go missing. But especially for, like these, you know, these girls. Like, okay, if you're a teenage girl and you leave out the house and you're in a, you know, you're whatever, in a bad mood or something or whatever, you know, you're upset, you leave, you're more vulnerable and more prone to doing, you know, things that maybe you wouldn't normally do, such as possibly get in the car with somebody or, you know, whatever, because you're trying to get away from whatever it is you're trying to get away from. You know, it really bothers me how these people don't take things serious until the kids are found dead. And damn, like, literally every time I turn around, there is another teenage girl dead, missing, or dead. And I mean, I've seen some, you know, that are, you know, of other races and stuff like that, maybe white or Hispanic or whatever, but a lot of them that I've been seeing are young black girls between the ages of 16 and 19. You know, and it just makes me wonder what the hell is going on. You know, why? How is this consistently happening and nobody's caught? Nobody's ever caught, or the wrong person's charged, or whatever. I just don't understand it. You know, but it really bothers me, though, how, you know, they have this criteria for this Amber Alert. Because an Amber Alert is supposed to be for, you know, it should be for like a missing child. You know, not just a child that has been kidnapped. You know, you can put out an Amber Alert, like they have all this other stuff. They have a critical alert, silver alert, missing person. You know, they have all these different types of alerts and stuff like that. But it's like, you know, an Amber Alert needs to be for all kids, for all juveniles 17 and under. You know, and I don't know, man. It really bothers me how they give people that they want to an Amber Alert. You know, because they've gone missing. You know, like the little boy, Raul, okay? I mean, somebody could have put him in that pond. He could have slipped and fell in the pond. We don't know, okay? But the thing is, you know, an Amber Alert was issued for him. And I understand that. He's 4 years old, okay? Believe me, I understand. I have kids. Like, I know this. But I also have kids that are around her age. I have a son that is 16. You know, I have another daughter that's 14. Got a daughter that's 18. Like, I have teenagers. I have kids that are around their age. You know, so if my 16-year-old goes missing, hell yeah, I want an Amber Alert put out. You know, same thing goes with my 14-year-old or my 7-year-old, you know. Same thing as this mother right here. That's all she asked for was an Amber Alert. I'm sorry, y'all, because I'm just really venting. It just really bothers me real bad. You know, how the law enforcement does not take this stuff seriously. You know, like I said, and then when somebody comes up dead, then they want to have all this publicity about it. But it's like, it could have been possibly prevented, or at least you cared enough to take the actions to do something. But when there's no action being taken, it's like, do they really care? Do they really care? It's sad. It really is sad. And this world is really becoming a terrible place and very uncomfortable and uneasy to live in for all of us. It's a whole lot of things going on that, that need to be stopped. So I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. If you guys want to send me any information about this case, because like I said, I've been looking into it. I don't have all the information, but if y'all want to send me anything regarding this, Kanika, or anything else, please feel free to do so. My email will be listed in the description box below. If you want to send me something on Facebook or whatever, the link will be listed below also. Thank you, and you guys have a wonderful day.